Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. This is Andrew Van Slyke. I'm currently a student at Kaiser University where I'm wrapping up my BAS in Business Management and Marketing, and this is my capstone speech. To get things started, small businesses create 1.5 million jobs annually and account for 64% of jobs created in the United States. And according to the Small Business Administration, the SBA, 33% of those never make it past 2 years, 55% never make it past 5 years, and 64% never make it past 10 years. Now, for the aspiring entrepreneurs and small business professionals out there, this doesn't sound very reassuring or attractive whatsoever, but there are many things professionals can do to be successful. But the three most important business components that these professionals can utilize to be successful are solid business strategy, great marketing techniques, and operations management. Now, to begin with, business strategies are a crucial component to a business because this is where the framework in the business is conceptualized. This is what the business uses to align with their professionals internally and their consumers externally. This is narrowing down the target market, doing strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, also known as a SWOT analysis, throughout the whole, business strategy implementation. Product positioning, branding, mission statement, and vision of the organization. But I like to think of this business component much like when a consumer goes and goes shopping for a automobile. You look at the interior, you look at the exterior, look how many miles are on it, how does it run, how does it look. But all these questions have to be established to understand if there's passion and commitment to make the purchase, much like a professional organization has to do to its professionals and consumers prior to launching to ensure that the business is successful from the get-go. Ultimately, it's going to define its success or its failure. But this business strategy component reminds me of an example of Netflix versus Blockbuster. Everyone remembers Blockbuster. Old brick and mortar, you had to go in and rent the movies, but Blockbuster wasn't ready for Netflix, bringing the old subscription-based product and dominating e-commerce with the rental movie market at the time. But Blockbuster was too blind to realign their business strategy to compete with Netflix. They lost sight of their target market and weren't doing SWOT analysis, or they would have identified the threats with the competition. And down the hole they went. But after business strategies are defined, we look into marketing, the second most important business component. But marketing is what brought you to look at the car in the first place. All the pieces of the puzzle had to be there to come together to bring you there. And this is what generates revenue and sales, and this is what keeps the doors open. Marketing is where we define our customer base and combine the tools necessary to reach the customer. We categorize customers by needs, geographical location, purchasing habits, and many other aspects. Which brings my next example to mind, which is Kodak Company. Everyone remembers Kodak and the old Polaroid messing with the film all the time. Well, the thing is, Kodak didn't realize that their target market and consumers wanted a more user-friendly version of the camera. And Kodak's original design were used for most digital camera technology, but nobody wanted to mess with the time-consuming camera anymore. And they failed to realize that and align their marketing techniques that way. And down the hole they went. But as business professionals and entrepreneurs and small business owners, we have to realize that there is a socioeconomic status quo that exists, and that we have to remain flexible and remember that the customer needs are always changing and evolving. But lastly, operations management cannot be overlooked. This is what brings all the components together and churns out proficiency in its daily processes. It's much like the engine in the car. Without the engine, the car is not going to work. Operations management is where we convert material and labor into goods and services efficiently as possible. This is where the dominant paradigm exists within a business. It says the business doesn't exist without structure and management and professionalism and cohesiveness. But this is also where inventory management lives, and quality control exist, all of which are very important to operations management and operating a business successfully. And for example, we can look at Walmart in 2011, where they lost $3 billion worth of inventory because they had a problem with storing it and putting it on shelves and keeping things organized, But I hope these 3 business techniques, business strategy, marketing techniques, and operations management practices provide insight to the entrepreneur and the small business owners out there how to be successful the first time. Once again, I thank you for joining me. Have a great day.